Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Hope you've had a really good evening. Tonight I've had like a really busy day. I've been working on some new content. I've been opening up some one-to-one coaching sessions which I'm working with. I'll tell you a little bit about after. I have been working out my plan for next month. I've been doing all sorts of different bits, but I wanted to really touch on some really important things because this is something that's going to really stop a lot of people from doing what they want to do, and it always is the case. I've got a new phone and this is all messing up. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I got a new phone. I didn't take the screen thing off it, so it's all like blurry on my side. So I don't know what it looks like in reality. But anyway, and here is what I wanted to share with you, because this all comes down to your self-worth, and it was something that I had to realise and I learned the hard way. So I'm kind of going to give it to you, and then it will all make sense eventually. But right now, just bear with me till the end. So I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about the relationship breakups that I've had, okay? And they have been really different. I've been with very different people in my life. And I never talk about relationships really. I don't know why, I just don't really talk about them because I'm quite business orientated, but I think relationships are something that's really a key thing and I don't really touch on it enough. So I wanted to kind of share these thoughts with you because they might be of value, they might help you. And if you're going through a tough time right now, I'm here to tell you that it's okay, you've got this, and it's going to be fine, and you're going to come out of it the other end, even if you don't feel like it right now. But I have had, like, in my life, I'd say probably two really important relationships, I would say. One of them was when I was younger, one of them was more recently. And it's really, really shifted who I am, and it's made me realise a lot. So I'll tell you a little bit about my first relationship. So my first relationship, I was with somebody who was a little bit older than me. He was genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met, and we're still friends. There's no animosity or anything there, and he was lovely. And I can't fault him. We had a very good relationship. There wasn't really any issues. And I came away from that relationship, and I was really young. I wanted to live in London, so I had to move 300 miles away. We still kind of made it work for a year, but it was just very, I wanted to live my life. I wanted to do really cool things. I wanted to experience things. I wanted to be in London. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do the other. And it would just kind of fizzled out eventually. But, no animosity. I was a lot younger than I am now. And I realised in that moment, at that time it was what it felt like to have somebody care. And because having somebody that really cares about you is one of the most important things for any relationship that you are in. And this is in normal day-to-day relationships, but also in a business relationship as well. If you are in business with somebody, that relationship is really important, and you do have to care for each other. So any form of relationship that you have, it has to have a foundation of trust. It has to have a foundation of understanding. It has to have a foundation of a level of care and honesty. And that was something that I learned in my first relationship. It was very nice. I can't fault it at the time. And then as I got older, and then you date and you meet new people and everything's fun and everything's fine. Here is what I learned in my second relationship. So in my second relationship, I completely lost who I was. I lost all form of identity that I ever had. I became so wrapped up in somebody else, and even though I was older and I was more experienced, and when I first met the person, I was so cocky. I was like, I know what I would and wouldn't tolerate in a relationship. I know what this, I know that, and this was the biggest sign I ever needed to have somebody. And the universe sent me a wake-up call. It really, really was. And this is what I want you to understand, because I'll get to it actually, and I'll get to the rest of the story. We got on really well. It was great in the beginning, all usual, everything's fine. Drama, always, the whole way through the relationship. And I completely lost myself in that. I completely lost myself in who I was. And this is what the most important thing when it comes to being in a relationship. If you lose who you are, if you lose your identity, you're going to really, really suffer. You're going, and you see it all the time, and I always used to see it when I was younger, and it was like, don't make somebody your everything, because when they're gone, you have nothing. And that is really, really true. And everybody learns it at different times in life, and everybody learns these things. And even sometimes if you know it, you just do it anyway. But I lost who I was. And you know, anybody that knows me would have said the same thing at the time, that I was a completely different person. And it was only towards the end of that relationship that I started to rebuild who I was, and to, you know, in the last month or two, I really started to focus on me again. But for a long time, I lost my identity, and my identity became them being my world. And it changes over time, and it's something that I wanted to focus on in terms of any form of relationship that you have, really. Because if you just focus on that one thing, and you lose who you are going to really, really, well, I keep saying, like, you're going to suffer. You're going to have a lot of hardships. You're going to have to deal with a lot of obstacles and challenges and things. Because if you know who you are and you're true to yourself and you're unapologetic about who you are, instead of trying to be something that somebody else wants you to be, you will really, really find that you've got some strength. You will find the strength that you've got within you to be able to go forward and carry on. It's only when you lose who you are that you don't have that strength. And that is where the killer is. Having your own level of self-respect and self-worth are the key things to ever having any form of successful relationship. Because if you don't respect yourself, if you don't have any self-worth, that person's going to just trample all over you. And that's exactly what happens. It happens every single time, and I see it so often with friends, family, you know, clients, whatever. You see it happen, and it hurts people because you think you're doing the right thing by giving everything to a person, but actually what that means is you're not giving them, you're not serving that person, because they're not growing, they're not learning, they're just kind of doing what they want to do and sailing through life in that way, and you're just molding yourself accordingly. So you're losing who you are, and they don't get a chance to know, they don't get a chance to learn, they don't get a chance to grow as a person, because they don't have to challenge, they've got nothing to, you know, no obstacles that they're facing, no learning new people. They're going to struggle with communication with you, because they're not going to know who you are to be able to help. But when it comes to your level of understanding of the other person, this is something that you learn and you will take into business every single time. Every single time you're going to learn and take this into business, because if you understand another person, and if you have the ability to take yourself out of your own feelings, take yourself out of your own body, and put your mind in that person and look at yourself and look at the situation through their eyes, you'll then understand how they're thinking. And if you can do that, do you know how powerful that is? If in business you understand, and it happens for me all the time when you're coaching and with your clients, I can understand, I can physically take myself out of me and put myself in that person and work out how they're thinking. And that's what you have to do as a coach anyway. And that is why a lot of the time people find that they don't have a good communication skill. And it's so, so important. And communication is one of the key things that anyone's ever going to need when it comes to any sort of relationship, that whether that's normal, you know, romantic relationship or business relationship. You're going to have a level of understanding. You're going to have a level of tolerance. You're going to have a level of care. And these things are all things that you learn along the way. But I've found that my romantic relationships have taught me a lot. They taught me so, so much. And this is why I find it so valuable and so important to share with you what it is that I learned in this time. Because I have had the ability to grow so much as a person, just because the last relationship I was in was very volatile. It was very, like I said, I lost who I was. I completely lost who I was, and I didn't have the same level of self-worth that I should have done. I didn't have my own self-respect, and that is normal. You learn and you grow from that. And at the time, I was heartbroken all the time. I remember that the time that I was going through it, I literally felt like every single day my heart was getting ripped out. And that was whilst I was in the relationship. And that's how I felt all the time. And when you look back now, you think, God, I don't even recognize that person. But you have that really, really incredible sense of gratitude. And I look back now and have the incredible sense of gratitude for having to go through what I did, because it meant that I could grow as a person. It meant that I could be more of who I can be now. It means that I can grow so much more than not taking anything away from it. And I put everything and more into a relationship that just didn't work, and that's fine. But that's what has taught me so much in business. Sometimes in business, things don't work and you just don't get attached to that. You learn to let things go. You learn to let business relationships go. You learn to let things by in relationships, in business, because that's what you have to do sometimes. Because in business, it's just how it is. It's not a real thing. It's just the way the world works. And that is one of the key things that you could ever learn. So that's sort of the things that I took away. Always know your worth. Always know where you are, who you are. Be unapologetic about who you are. Those are the most important things about yourself that you can learn. Be completely unapologetic, authentic, and show up as you every single day. Love every single minute. Love on yourself so much, because you're never going to get it elsewhere otherwise. You don't need to look externally. You've got everything that you need within you. So love on yourself and have an incredible sense of self-worth. The second thing is communication. Learn how to communicate. Learn to put yourself in a different person's perspective and learn how to think, listen. This is one of the most important things, listen. Because so many people only listen to reply and don't listen to understand. And that will absolutely ruin relationships. End of story. That's what happens, and it happens in business relationships as well. Because if you're working in business with somebody and you don't know how to communicate or understand what their idea is, or you're not even going to consider someone else's idea, then you're going to find yourself at loggerheads with your business partner, with your client, if you're with somebody that you're working with, whatever it is. You need to learn to have an understanding and tolerance. And the final thing is always know who you are. Know who you are, love who you are, and just kind of keep doing you. Because I was in a place where I didn't understand anything, but I just had complete faith that no matter what happened, no matter what I was going to go through, no matter what was going to happen going forward, I completely had my own back. I completely, in the last month or two of the last relationship I had, and I completely had my own back. I'd gone through the mill and back, and it meant that I could become more of who I am, and it meant that I could be more, and it meant that I could grow more. It meant that I could overcome challenges. And this is why what happened, because all the little signs that I saw, and this is just a valuable life lesson. Crisis is just a series of problems you chose to ignore. And that is literally all it is. I look back now and I could see all the little warning signs and the flags. At the time I knew as well, you just bury your head in the sand because I had no self-worth. But you see the warning signs and you look back and you think, and I wonder why I didn't, the universe made it happen. The universe makes everything happen because a crisis, and it's the same in business. If you look at your business and you can see all the little cracks, but you're not doing anything about it, I can promise you your business is going to fall apart simply because you're not dealing with a problem. You're ignoring the problem. You're going, yeah, they're there, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to deal with it right now. And that could go with any relationship. Like I said, business, family, whatever. I'm going to see these cracks, but I'm just going to ignore them because it's too difficult to deal with right now. So I'm just going to pretend they're not there, and then it doesn't count. It does, because it's going to come up. It always does. The universe, if you are not prepared to deal with a crisis in the time, then I promise you, you are going to have no other, with a challenge at the time, sorry, you're going to have no other choice but to deal with a crisis. And that's all it is. It's all those cracks, and they all crack, and meet together before it just crumbles. And the power in a crisis is incredible, because every single crisis means it's a breakthrough. And this is why there's a blessing in everything. Because every single time you're going through a tough time, but you understand your self-worth, you understand how to understand other people, you understand everything that you need to know, and you just most of all understand yourself. Whenever you go through a crisis, you can see the blessing, and I promise you there will be a blessing in every single issue that you've got going on right now. Like I said, whether that is in business, whether that is in your current relationship, whether that is in anything, just understand that you have got so much to offer, you're an amazing person, and that you can do so much more. But you just have to have a level of self-worth to be able to keep going and tolerating all of that. So that's really what I wanted to understand. Because in business, like I said, I talk a lot about business because business is just kind of who I am, is what I do. It's something that I am at on a daily basis from the second I get up in the morning to the second I go to bed. It's just hustle brain on. That's all I think about. That's all I concentrate on. And you know, I've done this for 4 years now, so I've been in business for a long time. Not a huge time in the grand scheme of things, but it is a long time to have learned all these things. And again, both businesses that I've been in are relationship-based businesses. And most businesses that you're in are relationship-based businesses. But if you're in a that's how I've learned in terms of how to apply this to my business, and how the business relationships that I've made and had as well will impact my and what I can take away from them to make my romantic relationships go forward a lot better. And then I just had to kind of let you know about that, because you've got it in you to do whatever you want to do, and you've got that. I've got complete and utter faith in every single person that I work with, and I've got complete and utter faith in you that you'd be able to go forward no matter what the crisis is, no matter how you're going to go forward with that. And I promise you are amazing. I promise you are incredible. I promise you that it's all going to be worth it, and there's a breakthrough in every single crisis. And you just have to know how to love yourself for that. So that was that. I wanted to kind of let you know as well, whilst I was on here real quick, that I have 3 coaching sessions, 3 coaching spaces available for the next month. So only through the month of February. And well, they start in the month of February. And those coaching sessions are for entrepreneurs. Now, relationships are something that I touch on in the program. So all it does is allow any entrepreneur to open up, be authentic, be the best version of themselves, have a high level of self-worth, get this in the right place to be able to grow, do all the things that you can do, be and have more. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a female entrepreneur, because that's who I really am working with in the next session, essentially. They are one-to-one sessions, but these sessions are going to be working exclusively with the client and myself. So if you are wanting to elevate your business to the next level, if you are wanting more out of your business, if you're wanting time freedom, financial freedom, if you are wanting to have more, do more, be more, create a better lifestyle for yourself, if you are struggling, if you've done everything that you need to be doing. So if you are concentrating on, you know, you've done the sales funnels, you've done the lead pages, you show up every day, you take your audience to the next level, you do more, you speak to clients every day, you're prospecting every day, you're on all the different platforms doing everything that you can. I wanted to tell you that it's okay, that we've been there, and I can help you go forward. But I'm only working with a certain type of person, and I actually wrote a post about this earlier on, because the type of person that I work with is the type of person that I am. The reason that I do that is because I can relate to you better, and I can help you more, and I can give more, and I can add more value because I've been there. And it comes back to the communication session that I was talking to you about, when you're learning in relationships, that's the reason why I pick, and I'm very, very picky about who I'm working with now. So you've got to be driven, you've got to be committed, you've got to be ready to make a change, you've got to be ready to have your ass kicked, because that is what I do best. And you can ask any of my clients, that is how I am as a person in general. I am just kind of hold no bars, hold no prisoners, take it to the next level and showing up. So that's what I want. I want any of my coaching clients that I work with to be exactly like that. I want you to want more. I want you to be hungry. That's one of the key things. I need you to be hungry. I need you to be authentic. I need you to be real. I need you to want to make a big impact in the world. I want you to really, that's who I work with, because that's how I am. So I can relate better and I can add more value. And it just won't work if you're not like that. That's not in a derogatory sort of way, because there's a million coaches out there that will be able to help you, but that is who I specifically work with, because it's aligned to who I am, it's aligned to my values, and it just means that I am able to help more people. So that is why I work with that specific type of person and that specific type of entrepreneur, just because it can really, it's powerful. Okay, it's powerful, it's intense, and I need to work with people that are really on it, really wanting more, and that's just how it is. I'm sorry if you're not that person, then I'm not going to be able to help you, unfortunately. But that's how I am. I mean, so this is how it works. I have got 3 spaces available. I've had 11 people up to now inquire about it, so I'm going to go through the applications. I'm going to set up the calls. Now, how it's going to work is I'm going to do a 1-hour coaching call with you to work out your goals, figure out if we're a good fit, figure out if we work with each other, if we click, and the reason I'm only working with 3 people is because I'm really going to try and add as much value. You're going to have 24-hour access to me, so whatever time of the day, which means it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're going to have full access to me to be able to do whatever it is you want to do. And it means that I can be there to support you properly, because I've already got clients this month. I've already got group sessions going on this month, and I've got another business that I'm dealing with as well this month. So for me right now, it's really important that I can give as much value as possible, which is why I'm only opening it up for 3 places now, because my practice and business is literally full for the month. So I want to be able to give as much as I can to you, and I want to be able to elevate you to the next level, and I need to be able to do that and be fully present in doing it. That's why I'm keeping it very limited, and I want to be, and that's why I can afford to be very picky with who I want to work with, because now I know what it is that I want, and that's just how it is. That's just how I built my business and how I built my coaching practice. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell you a little bit how it's going to work going forward. So we do a 1 hour. So usually I know you hear the like 30-minute consultations or this, that and the other. This one isn't 30 minutes, it's going to be an hour. The reason for that is because I want it to be a really good fit. I want to really understand you. I want you to really understand me. I want you to then to go away and think and decide whether it works for you, whether we can work together, and whether it's like a glove. You know, you put it on and it just works. So that's what I wanted to do. It's not all doom and gloom and business head on. It's fun. We enjoy ourselves. And, you know, I'll post some testimonials with some clients later on, because it is just so much fun. We do business together and we work really well. So that is how it kind of goes going forward. Then you decide, and we'll decide if it works for you. Now, here's the other unique thing, is that if it doesn't work for you, which is absolutely fine, then I will also refer you to somebody who I think is going to work really well. And the reason I do that is because I really genuinely care about what I do, and I really genuinely care, and I appreciate and respect anybody that reaches out to me and wants to make a difference in their lives. And even if I can't help you, I can definitely put somebody there to refer you to somebody else that I do believe will be able to help you. And the reason I do that is, like I said, I genuinely care about what I do. I genuinely care about anybody that contacts me, and I have the most respect. So I will help in any way that I can going forward for you. I've got a very long list of networked, very good coaches that will be able to help. So that will be something that I work with, and that's what I'll do. So we do the hour coaching session, and from there we can decide if it works for you or not, and that's kind of how it fits go forward. So I'm going to do all the one-to-one sessions this week. I'm going to go through the people that have contacted me up to now. I'm going to go through them tomorrow. I'm working tonight, and I've got a client in a minute, so I need to go. Yeah, so that's it. So that's how it's going to work. So I'm going to go through the applications. I'm going to start going through them. So by the end of the week, so that we can start really good next week, going strong, really transform your business, really elevate. So like I said, if you're struggling with anything that you're going on right now in your business, you're doing everything you can and nothing's working. If you're struggling and you're thinking, oh, I just want more, I want to do more, I'm doing everything that's possible, I'm investing and I'm doing all that I can, but it's just not working, then let me help you, because I've been there, I know what it feels like, and I want to be able to give and and help you in as many ways as possible, and I wanted to be able to do that as authentic as I can. So that's why I'm going to pick. So if you are that person, if you are driven, motivated, inspiring, want more, you want to change the world, you want to make a bigger impact, you want to have more, if that is you, get in touch and we will talk about my elite one-to-one mentoring sessions. And those client one-to-one sessions that we're going to be doing. And I have some many exciting things that are going to happen too in there as well. So there's lots of different stuff happening and I'm really, really excited. But yeah, that's that. And I hope for anybody that isn't in business, the relationship sort of insights really helped and added value as well, because relationships are so, so important. And I know, like I said, I don't really touch on relationships all that much, but it's just because I'm very business orientated. And that's just something that I know best. So relationships is something I'll talk about a little bit more if it's something that you're interested in. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Essentially, I just want you to have a good day. I want you to be able to do and anything that you want to do. I want you to have that freedom. I want you to have time freedom and just to be able to enjoy it and live the life of your dreams and live the life exactly how you want to do it. So I hope whatever you do tonight is going to take you where you want to be. I hope whatever you do tonight is going to take you and elevate you to the next level. Oh, hi. Hi, Adam. Adam's a really, really good music artist, by the way. So anybody in any of the groups that I'm going to share this in, definitely get onto him. He's incredible. So that's Adam Ebsen. So yeah, that's just essentially what I wanted to touch on today, and I want you to be able to create an amazing lifestyle. So that's it. That is all for today. Enjoy your evening, guys. I know it's been a bit of a long one, but I hope it's been of value and I hope it's been able to help you to be able to do all the amazing things that you want to do, and I hope it's been of value to you in terms of the relationship side of things as well. But if you are somebody that wants to start really, really making a change in your life, you want to really, really make a difference in who it is that you're going to impact, and you want to make a difference to the world, it's just everything's going crazy on here. I don't know how to work this. If you want to make a difference to the world, then I am ready to help you. Okay, that's it. I'm out for the evening. But if you want to speak, then we will talk more then. Bye, guys.